Hello and welcome to my Star Wars in Retrospect video series, this time with Star Wars The Clone Wars Part 1. After the last time where we talked about episodes 1 and 2, the movies, we're now talking about Clone Wars since we're going chronological. So, to get some general stuff out of the way since we're starting Clone Wars, I'm gonna watch the show in chronological watch order. Link of that watch orders in the description, and on the screen now are the episodes I'm talking about today. Some other general thoughts about this whole part is I think episode 1 of the first season is not a good start for the series. I actually dropped the show before because of that episode. It didn't really make any sense to me since there was a huge gap in everything, and it's really also not that great of an episode. It just has Yoda, some clone that you don't know yet. So yeah. Now to have some stuff to tell you some stuff I already know about Clone Wars. I already know most that is to know about Ahsoka. I know about Rex's future. I know that I know that Maul is coming back. I know most about Cad Bane because of Boba Fett, of the Boba Fett show. I know that there are a lot of Mandalore arcs and what in most of them happened, and some small things sprinkled throughout the thing. I actually thought the animation is better than I expected. Some episodes are really, really good. Others just seem to have some unnecessary length. My first impression of Ahsoka is that I like her, even if she didn't have huge development yet in the first part. On the other hand, we have D. Bradley Baker, who is every almost every clone in this series, and he is amazing. He has a really diverse voice, and every relevant clone has its own personality and distinct speech and talk pattern to him. That's awesome. Really, really great work. The droids are really funny. They delivered some of the funniest shit in Star Wars I ever saw. And just, I think Clone Wars is Star Wars as we want Star Wars to be, with surprisingly good animation. But let's look a little bit further into some arcs. First of all, we have the Christophorus arc. I'm really sorry about some in-universe names I'm not pronouncing correctly. Please tell me in the comments. Now, the Christophorus arc is a nice arc to start. It's an important tie into the movie, and Ventress and Obi-Wan are really funny together, which is funny as at the moment where I'm recording this video, I'm actually reading the new Star Wars book Brotherhood, where these two meet for the first time. Now, I missed the duel between Anakin and Ventress, because as far as I know, Anakin got the scar he has from Ventress. But maybe it will happen later in Brotherhood. I'll talk about that when I talk about Brotherhood, probably after I'm finished with Clone Wars. But let's shelve that for a later time. After that, we have the Clone Wars movie. It provides a nice end to a previous arc and starts a new one. It has a nice introduction to Ahsoka. And just to get it out there, fuck Zero the Hutt. But the Hutt baby is actually quite cute, and I was really distraught by that. There's some nice Dooku establishment, and the voice actor for him actually delivers pretty well. It sounds really close to Christopher Lee. I'm not sure if in the movie it was Christopher Lee, but I know that in later episodes it definitely wasn't Christopher Lee. So great job. I mean, if you can't really can't tell the difference, you already know they did a great job. And the movie actually has some stuff where episode 2 got some nice things and profited from this movie. To move on to the next arc, I want to get a little faster to these arcs, and it's basically just me rambling about some notes I took while watching it. The Malevolence arc was actually the best arc yet. It has some good moments for Ahsoka. Master Plo Koon is maybe the best Jedi Master together with Yoda for me that we saw ever. The arc has some awesome space fights, and to sum it up, I think the Malevolence arc encapsulates everything that Star Wars is about. So, awesome arc. Now we have the R2-D2 rescue arc. The arc does a good job in showing Anakin's good sides, which, in the perspective of a Jedi, is a weakness. It also shows the naivete of Ahsoka to complement her further growth while the series will go on. Fuck R3S6. Go R2. I really like that R2 actually got a fight. I really like the fight between the two R units, and I would actually like to see more of that in more Star Wars projects. Star Wars droid story still out there somewhere, I hope. Now we have the arc that I like to call the Jedi Master Jar Jar. The arc is actually an example of Jar Jar episodes that is actually good. It's, in my opinion, peak Jar Jar Binks, and the way he's portrayed here, I think, is the way I like him the most. After that, we have the Grievous Hideout arc. By the way, I have no idea if these arcs are even all really the actual name. I just to take something that to identify the arc. If it's not the real description of a real name, I'm sorry, but I hope you still know what arc I'm talking about. Now, the Grievous Hideout arc gives us finally more Grievous, because he, in episode 3 of the movie, he's just kind of there, and we get more of him here and his past, and the fact that he's actually not a droid, but kinda a mod. He's kinda like an extreme version of the mod kid we saw in the Book of Boba Fett, which is really interesting. In hindsight, of course, because this episode and the Book of Boba Fett is years apart. Now, Grievous's relationship to his dog and butler is really nice and shows that he's not just some weirdo with forearm that has a bunch of lightsabers because he beat a bunch of Jedi but actually never beat the Jedi on screen. So, awesome. After that, we have what seems like a really liked arc, which is the Hondo introduction arc. And you know, Hondo is basically Han Solo, but alien. And I'm not really sure why he's so beloved by the fans. But maybe later down the line, I will get it. On the other hand, the Dooku and Jedi team up was really funny. Then we have the Lurmen arc, I think that's how you pronounce them. The Lurmen are actually an interesting alien species. They, as I saw it, are basically the opposite of the Ewoks. You know, the Lurmen are pacifist, they have long extremities, and their fighting style is the polar opposite of what the Ewoks are. They are really aggressive, they love fighting, they have really short extremities, and they're really different in fighting. I like the scene where the opposing commander tries to rally and motivate his droid army. Like, why? I guess good for you. Good job, I guess. Now, Anakin's healing in this arc, I feel like it's a little bit quick. I mean, maybe it's a combination of the natural factor in contrary to artificial or synthetic factor that they're just using on ships, and the high midichlorian count that he has. I'm not sure. I just felt it was a little rushed. And the last arc was the Blue Shadow Virus arc. It was okay. Not really the greatest arc to end in a part for me, but hey. The Crazy Professor was actually quite funny. We finally saw the Angels of Lego, which were mentioned in episode 1 of the movies by Anakin to Padme. And there also was an interesting little boy on Lego who was interesting. An interesting little boy was interesting. Yep, nice. And I hope it's not the last we see of him, because you could really do something with him, and I hope he's gonna become a pivotal character in an arc later down the line, maybe even in Rebels or Bad Batch. The arc actually shows a little bit more responsibility for Ahsoka and begins to guiding her down the right steps. Now, to come to a little conclusion, it was really fun. I had fun while watching it, and the chronological order is way ahead of the release order. The animation really surprised me, as I said in the beginning. A good Jar Jar is actually good. It's not yet my favorite Star Wars or peak Star Wars, but it's a very, very good start, and I'm excited where the journey is gonna take me. Now, next video, we're gonna talk about these episodes. It's gonna be the second part of episode 19 of season 1 until episode 22 of season 2. And yeah, that video gonna be out in a short time actually. So, if you like the video, give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel to be notified when the second part of my Clone Wars Watch Through Retrospect review series, whatever you're gonna wanna call it, comes online, and I hope we see you there. Bye.